Hey there, and welcome back to another episode of Andy Can Help Live. I'm your host, Andy, and today we're talking about something that's been on my mind a lot lately, the blurred lines between business to business and business to consumer marketing, especially when it comes to social commerce. Here's what I mean. When you're selling marketing software to a solo content creator, or design tools to a small agency, or business services to an influencer who's basically running a one-person media company, are you doing business to business marketing or business to consumer marketing? And does it even matter anymore? The answer is, it's complicated. And it absolutely matters for how you show up on platforms like TikTok. Because here's the reality. Influencers, small business owners, freelancers, and solo entrepreneurs make up a huge chunk of the economy now. They're buying everything from productivity software to professional services, and they're making these decisions both as business owners and as individuals. They're scrolling TikTok for entertainment, but they're also discovering tools and services that could transform their businesses. So today, we're diving into how to approach social commerce when your customers exist in this hybrid space between consumer and business buyer. We'll talk about what's working, how to think of these different customer types, and practical strategies you can implement whether you're a software as a service company, a service provider, or really anyone trying to reach this growing market. Let's jump in. Let's start by redefining who we're talking about when we say business-to-business customer in 2025, because it's not just the traditional enterprise buyers anymore. I was talking to a friend who runs marketing for a design software company, and she told me something that really stuck with me. She said, half of our customers have business emails and half have Gmail accounts, but they're all buying the same product for business use. Think about it. When a freelance graphic designer buys Figma, is that a B2B sale or a B2C sale? What about when an influencer with 100,000 followers purchases project management software? Or when a small marketing agency owner buys a social media scheduling tool? These are business purchases, but the buyer behavior is completely different from traditional B2B. These customers research products on TikTok and YouTube, they make decisions quickly, they often purchase with personal credit cards, and they expect a consumer-like buying experience even for business tools. And here's where it gets really interesting. Many of these customers are also content creators themselves. That influencer buying your marketing software, they might also create content about business tools. That small agency owner, they're probably sharing their favorite productivity hacks on Instagram. So you're not just selling to them, you're potentially partnering with them to reach their audiences too. It's this amazing flywheel effect where your customers become your marketing channels. I've been calling this group hybrid buyers. They're professionals making business purchases, but they behave like consumers and they have the potential to influence other buyers through their content and networks. Now, here's where social commerce gets really interesting for this audience. Traditional B2B buyers might see your TikTok and then go through a months-long evaluation process. Multiple stakeholders, committee reviews, budget approvals, RFPs, the whole 9 yards. But hybrid buyers? They might literally make a purchase decision from the TikTok and complete the transaction within minutes. Think about it. A freelance designer who sees a great demo of a design tool on TikTok, clicks through the website, signs up for the free trial, and upgrades to paid, all without talking to a single salesperson or getting approval from anyone else. They're the decision maker, they control the budget, and they can act immediately when they see something that solves their problem. I know a productivity coach who discovered Notion through a TikTok, signed up for the free plan that same day, upgraded to paid within a week, and now creates content about how she uses Notion for client management. That entire journey from discovery to customer to advocate happened in under 2 weeks, and it all started with social content. No demos, no sales calls, no approval processes. This is huge for businesses because it means your social content isn't just generating leads that need to be nurtured through a long sales cycle. It's potentially generating customers who can purchase immediately. The friction is incredibly low. They see your content, they understand the value, they have a problem it solves, and they can buy it right now from their credit card. But here's the key difference. Even though the buying cycle is shorter, the relationship building is just as important. These customers want to feel connected to the brands they buy from. They want to see the humans behind the products. They want to see and understand the story, and they want to feel like they're part of a community. This is why platforms like TikTok work so well for reaching this audience. You can show your product in action, tell your brand story, build relationships with potential customers, and even facilitate direct purchases, all in the same ecosystem. And because many of your customers are content creators themselves, they understand and appreciate good content. They're not just consuming your TikToks, they're evaluating them. If your content is good, they might share it, respond to it, or even create their own content featuring your product. I've seen SaaS companies get more authentic, user generated content from one viral TikTok than from months of traditional marketing campaigns. Because when an influencer genuinely loves a tool and wants to share it with their audience, that's incredibly powerful social proof. It's improving their lives, and they want to bring that life improvement on to their audience. So, how do you create content that works for both scenarios, reaching hybrid buyers directly and appealing to their audiences as potential end consumers? This is where the content strategy gets really fun, because you're essentially creating content that works on multiple levels. Let me give you an example. Canva does this brilliantly. They create TikToks that show specific design techniques or templates. For example, I saw one where they were taking records and showing design renderings of the records going in and out of the sleeves. For a small business owner, this content is valuable because it helps them create better marketing materials. But for that business owner's followers, who might be other entrepreneurs, potential clients, or just people who like design content, it's entertaining and educational. So just one piece of content serves multiple purposes. It builds relationships with existing customers, attracts new business customers, and reaches potential end consumers who might discover Canva through their favorite creators' content. The key is to focus on value first, product second. Create content that's genuinely useful or entertaining, regardless of whether someone ever buys from you. Because in this ecosystem, your content is competing for attention with everything else in someone's feed: cat videos, dance trends, cooking hacks, that annoying jet to vacation soundbite that gets stuck in your head every single day, whatever. I always tell clients to think about the share test. Would someone share this content even if they weren't interested in your product? If the answer is yes, you're on the right track. Another strategy that works really well is collaboration content. Partner with influencers and small business owners in your space to create content together. Maybe it's a day in the life video showing how they use your tool, or a collaborative educational series about industry best practices. This serves multiple purposes. You get access to their audience, they get value from the partnership, and you create authentic content that feels native to the platform. Plus, their followers see them using and recommending your product in a natural context. Let's get tactical about how to execute this on different platforms. Because while we've been talking a lot about TikTok, this strategy works across social platforms. On TikTok, the key is education and entertainment. Create quick tutorials, behind the scenes content, or trend based videos that showcase your expertise. For example, if you sell email marketing software, you might create a series about email mistakes that are killing your open rates, or subject line hacks that actually work. But here's the crucial part. Make sure that your content is valuable even for people who don't need your specific product. Because remember, many of your viewers might be content creators who could potentially feature your insights in their own content, even if they're not ready to buy. Instagram is fantastic for more polished educational content and user-generated content campaigns. Stories are perfect for quick tips and behind-the-scenes moments, while Reels can showcase product features or customer success stories. I know a social media management tool that runs a weekly small business spotlight on Instagram, featuring their customers on how they use the platform to grow their businesses. It's great content for their existing audience, it makes their customers feel valued, and it shows potential buyers exactly how the tools work in real scenarios. LinkedIn is still important, but approach it differently when you're targeting hybrid buyers. Instead of traditional corporate content, focus on personal stories, lessons learned, and insights that appeal to entrepreneurs and solo professionals. YouTube is incredible for longer form educational content and building deeper relationships with your audience. Create tutorials, case studies, or interview series featuring your customers and their businesses. And here's a strategy that works across all platforms. Create content series that follow real customers as they build their businesses using your tools or services. It's like a reality show for entrepreneurs, and it provides incredible social proof while entertaining your audience. Now, Let's talk about measuring success, because traditional B2B metrics don't always capture the full picture when you're dealing with hybrid buyers and multi platform social commerce. Sure, you still want to track things like leads generated and deals closed, but you also need to pay attention to engagement quality, community building, and brand advocacy. For example, comments and DMs are incredibly important for this audience. Hybrid buyers are much more likely to ask questions or start conversations through social platforms before they ever visit your website. So track those interactions, respond quickly, and have a system for moving those conversations towards business outcomes. User generated content is another crucial metric. When your customers create content featuring your products, whether it's a tutorial, a review, or just showing it in their workflow, that's incredibly valuable. Tracking how much UGC you're generating and amplify it across your own channels. Community metrics matter too. Are you building a community of customers who interact with each customer and share your content? Are your customers becoming brand advocates who recommend you to their networks? These are all leading indicators of long term business success. And don't forget about the multiplier effect. When an influencer or content creator becomes a customer and then creates content about your product, the reach and impact can be exponential. One piece of authentic user generated content from the right creator can be worth more than months of traditional advertising. I always tell clients to think about lifetime value differently for this customer segment. Yes, their individual purchase might be smaller than an enterprise deal, but their potential to influence other buyers and create ongoing marketing value can make them incredibly valuable customers. Before we wrap up, let me share some mistakes I see companies making when they try to reach this hybrid buyer audience. First mistake, treating all small business customers the same. A freelance graphic designer has different needs and behaviors than a small marketing agency, which is different from a solo consultant. Your content and messaging should reflect these differences. Second, being too sales focused too quickly. Remember, these buyers are also content consumers. They expect to be entertained and educated, not just pitched to. Build the relationship first. Sales opportunities will follow. Third mistake, ignoring the community aspect. Hybrid buyers want to feel like they're a part of something bigger. Create communities for your customers to connect with each other, share their work, and learn from each other. And finally, not leveraging your customers as marketing partners. Many of your small business and influencer customers would be happy to create content featuring your product in exchange for things like free access, affiliate commissions, or just recognition. But you have to ask and make it easy for them. The companies that succeed with this audience are the ones that understand they're not just selling a product, they're building a community of entrepreneurs and creators who happen to use their tools to build their businesses. So, to bring this all together, the future of B2B marketing increasingly involves reaching customers who don't behave like traditional B2B buyers. They discover products on social platforms, make decisions quickly, and have the potential to amplify your message through their own content and networks. The key is to create content and experiences that work on multiple levels, valuable for your direct customers, appealing to their audiences, and authentic to each platform you're using. This isn't about choosing between B2B and B2C marketing. It's about understanding that the lines are blurring and that the companies that adapt their strategies accordingly are going to have a huge competitive advantage. Here's my challenge for you this week. Identify one segment of hybrid buyers in your market. Maybe it's freelancers, influencers, or small agencies. And create one piece of content specifically designed to provide value to both them and their audiences. See how it performs compared to your traditional content. Thanks for listening. If this episode changed how you think of your customer base, I'd love to hear about it. Share your experiments and results. I'm always learning from what you all are trying. And speaking of learning together, if you want to dive deeper into these conversations, we've got a couple ways you can connect with our community. First, if you're interested in becoming a guest on Andi Can Help Live, head over to linktree/Andi Can Help to submit your application. We're always looking for interesting people doing cool things in the e-commerce and social media space. Also, be sure to join our Discord community where we're having ongoing conversations about everything we cover on the show. E-commerce strategies, social media trends, online lifestyle topics, and really just supporting each other as we navigate this crazy digital world. You can find the link in the show notes. Until then, keep testing, keep learning, and keep building those relationships. Our outro music and Andi Can Help theme song is provided by Obnoxious. You can find them on all major streaming platforms. Just search ABNOXIX. Thanks so much. See you next time.